Oh, it didn't want to play today?
I guess not. It was like, let's just get straight to it. All right. No countdown. I'm glad I ain't say nothing crazy. Whoa.
Oh,
Hey, y'all.
hold on, hold on,
Welcome to
hold on.
episode 114.
What up? Okay. Okay, StreamYard, you don't want to. All right.
Welcome to episode 114. Let me see.
114 in the building.
I ain't mean to put her on stage now. See? Let
I
me
like her
make
with
sure
the
that we're
leg out,
live.
though. I like her
Right?
with the leg out.
Let me
I
make
like her with
sure
the
we are
leg out.
live. Right.
Let me make sure on Twitter and all this stuff. Y'all
Hey,
know we're supposed to have
everyone.
a countdown. Hmm. Okay.
Hey, everyone.
What's up, y'all?
You know,
Sorry, we just getting some social media stuff together. Uh,
in the meantime, we might as well show Skylar because I think
yeah,
she looks great.
for sure. Look at
We
that thigh
just
meat.
seen that. Yeah,
Look
that
at that thigh
Skylar
meat.
is at the Golden Globes. She looks great. The original
Man,
It Girl.
I can't wait till she's back because she's been injured for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm. She looks
yeah,
great though.
the shoulder out, thigh out. I love it.
Yeah, she looks
Like her
good.
physique is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I love it. Okay. Golden Globes.
See the crossover?
Right. The same thing, you know. I'm not even gonna get into it, but um
What?
talking about the haters, how they be talking about Angel Reese when she be outside. Like it's look, it's a part of the package. Okay?
Right.
There's so many intersections, and obviously you see your girl Angel Reese, and girl is an investor down. She's investor down. Okay, that girl understands. I ain't gonna be playing basketball for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bank on these investments.
This is what I'm saying. And you have to be outside and show your face, right? Like, because she is a walking brand. So it's
Right,
always weird when
right. People talking
you
about
hear the rhetoric of she's too focused on other things outside of basketball when y'all don't have that same energy for, you know, other people. And she's seeing a return on all her appearances. Everything she does is for a purpose. Everything she,
right
every place we see her at is for a reason.
facts.
It's not for nothing. It's very intentional. But we'll get to that because she just invested in yet another company.
Right.
This past week, we found out she invested in a not a new company, but yet another company. So we'll talk about that in our culture segment today.
Absolutely. But to get to it, welcome to episode 114. 114. 114 of the 21 Titles Weekly Recap. Happy to have you. Spin Doc, what's up? Happy Sunday. Thank you for, tuning in. I know we had to push it back an hour. Um, my husband was doing 100 on the highway.
Seriously, proud of you too. Because
I am serious.
I Austin be wild. Yeah.
Right. So we just came from my husband went to the University of Pittsburgh, and he was a part of that 20 with the 08, 07, 018 that that won the Big East championship and
Hmm.
went almost went to the Final Four. So um, yeah, so rushing back to get back to y'all. Okay, but welcome if you're new here. Please subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you. We do this weekly live almost every week when we can. And it's to do three things. One, to expand the visibility of women's sports with a heavy focus on women's basketball. Chantee and I are former student athletes. Um, I had the fortunate opportunity to play professional overseas. So combining both of our perspectives, I think really kind of gives you guys a wide variety of things to kind of talk about and take in. Secondly, we like to connect the community to the business of sports. Business of sports is really our wheelhouse. It's really why we started this weekly recap to discuss the evolution of college athletics and professional athletics. With the introduction of NIL, if you did not know, in 2021, legislation was passed for students to monetize their name, image, and likeness. And we weren't privy to those things when we were in school. So now we talk about them, and we like to talk about what's going on behind the scenes because that's really really important. And then thirdly, we like to introduce our community to technology and kind of like culture. We discuss culture, what's going on in culture that kind of intersects at sports and health and all these different things. So welcome. We're going to get into we're actually going to talk about something Audie Crook said, right? To chop it off before we get into the recap of the games today. And then we'll get into some CBA updates. WNBA PA has done something unprecedented with their Players Hub that they proposed the other day. So we're going to talk about that. And got some other stuff to talk about. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. You mentioned Audie Crooks, because they lost at the top of the week. Um, let's play it.
Given that we're just in early January.
Yeah, that's huge. You don't want to play your best basketball in January. You don't want to be a monster in January. You want to be a monster in March. And in order to do that, you need to recognize your flaws. You need to recognize your shortcomings. And if you don't lose, if we would have won today, those rebounds that I missed seem a lot less significant. Those shots that I missed seem a lot less significant. Those turnovers that we had seem a lot less significant. But when you lose, it really just puts everything out there. You have to look in that mirror and recognize what you need to do better. And because we have that early, March, yeah.
She sounds like she gets it.
Because she does. Because she does. She gets it. And I think it's just important to highlight that number one, she gets it. Yeah, like she's a leader. Exactly. Like that's what a leader sounds like. She's absolutely correct.
Yes.
I think that's important. What she said is important to highlight, especially because we talked about LSU, and I know Jody got to be in here because I know Jody got to be hyped today with this win. It was a big win today.
Yes.
For LSU, and LSU should be very proud of themselves.
Yes, absolutely.
Very
hey
proud
Jody.
of themselves.
Hey Randy.
And happy birthday, Jody.
Yes, happy birthday. we in Capricorn season.
Yes.
Let's get it.
They should be very proud of themselves for this win today. But last week we talked about LSU, the conversation, and I mean, not for nothing, the conversations are still going to revolve around LSU's schedule, strength of schedule,
Right.
not just LSU, but just teams in general. I mean, that's just part of the game. Like when analyzing the game, we're going to talk about strength of schedule. So that's always going to be a constant conversation around
Mhm.
certain teams, and one of those teams happens to be LSU. We talked about that briefly last Sunday. We also talked about Jody said that the W was her gift, her birthday gift, and I feel you. So like,
Yes.
we definitely talked about Florjay's performance or lackluster performance last Sunday. Um, but
Against
she's a
Georgia.
hooper. Yeah,
Hmm.
she's a hooper, right? Like, well, we talked about their loss against Vanderbilt.
Yes.
How she
Yes.
didn't show up
Hmm.
again,
Correct.
but she's a hooper, right? Like anybody that has played a sport understands, like you're gonna have rough patches. Sometimes you're gonna have you're not gonna show up. You're just gonna be rough games.
That's a fact.
Um, but she bounced back against Georgia.
Hmm.
Um, and LSU beat Georgia this week. 80-59. Florjay had 25. She shot 9 for 13 from the field, had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. That's the Florjay we like to see. Um, we saw, I think some people coming at her because she was talking some shit
Yeah.
during the game, but she's a competitor, and she also heard what everybody was saying, and granted, we don't speak to Flor J, but we can assume that after her performance against Vanderbilt, she was probably super hard on herself
That's a fact.
because she expects more from herself
That's
because
a
she knows
fact.
what she can bring to the table. And
Mhm.
so, with all of that stuff combined, that's what we got when during the Georgia game. So, happy to see that, and obviously that also moved into today. Um,
Mhm.
and granted, she didn't score a ridiculous amount of points today, but she was doing a little bit of everything on that floor today. Um, and hopefully y'all was able to catch it. It's Texas versus LSU. LSU beat Texas, gave Texas their first L of the season, 70-65. Um, and so yeah, Florida had 10 points. She had 6 rebounds though. Which is big, right? Like doing all the small things.
We love a
Um,
rebounding guard.
right. But Michaela Williams, dog. I want to say it was it was Michaela Williams versus Madison Booker today. I liked the matchup. I was interested in
Mhm.
seeing how they both were going to perform against each other.
Yeah.
Madison Booker, Brittany and I was texting offline. Obviously, we watched last season. Madison Booker, struggles sometimes with keeping herself on the floor because she picks up
Fouls.
silly fouls.
Mhm.
So she was in foul trouble early on. She had 2 fouls, I think. In the second quarter, she had to take a seat. And I'm skipping around, but let me go back to the first quarter. The first quarter, the score was 11-11 at the first quarter. So we knew what type of time both teams were on. We know that both teams are very physical, down low. And that's what we saw very early in the game. Um, and now moving on to the second quarter, like I said, Madison Booker had foul trouble. She had to sit down. I also wanted to give a shout out to Preston on Texas. She was a great spark for Texas when she got in the game. Um, Rory Harmon was missing today.
Hmm.
She was missing today. She only finished with 2 points, but I also want to highlight that she only played 28 minutes today. Um, she did not play in the fourth. Um, she shot 1 for 7 from the field. She had 3 assists, 2 turnovers today. She was struggling today.
Yeah.
They missed her today. She was missed today.
So, do you think that she didn't play the fourth because she was struggling? Like they just sat her down?
Possibly,
Like,
possibly, but I
yeah.
I, I didn't think she wasn't going to get back in the game
Right.
at
Right.
all.
Right.
Yes, she did. She did play with scrappiness. Um, She was being a pest. But yeah, back to Michaela Williams. That girl, that mid midi, that mid game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We gonna come
like
up with a
that.
list of
Like
mid-range
that.
mafia for college. Cause she's at the
And
top of that
shouts to
list.
K Dot.
Right.
Because yeah,
Yeah, mid-range mafia. She got that.
she's like that. That's all I got. Michaela is like that. She had 20 points today. She shot 7 for 13 from the field. She had 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals, and quite frankly, like towards the end of the game, it was the Michaela and Madison Booker show.
Hmm.
Like, come the third quarter, like I said, Madison Booker was in foul trouble in the second. Come out of like maybe the first possession of the third, Madison Booker picks up her third foul immediately. And I'm like, God damn. We got to keep you on the floor. And then in the fourth, she had 4 fouls. She picked up her 4th foul. And I thought Vic was going to take her out.
Right.
Vic ain't take her out. And she went into like go mode. Give me the ball.
Mm.
Give me the ball mode. And came up big for Texas when they were struggling really in the third and the fourth quarter. I also want to give a shout out to O Acre. And we talked about her last season,
Mm-hmm.
but she's such a huge body, quite literally. She's huge. She's a solid player. She
Right.
takes up a lot of space. It's very hard to guard her. And she too showed up really big for Texas today. She played 26 minutes. She ended with 16 points, shot 6 for 9 for the field, has 16 rebounds for Texas. 16 rebounds,
Damn.
3 blocks, 1 steal, 1 assist. She had 5 turnovers, but fine. Solid stat line. Showed up really big for Texas. Like I said, even Brianna Preston, even though the numbers don't necessarily show it, she too showed up big for Texas. She was a great spark off the bench. She had 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. So they just didn't have enough. They were missing Rory. Jordan Lee didn't shoot the best today. They were also missing that too. She shot 3 for 11 from the field. Shot 2 for 7 from the 3. Had Jordan Lee showed up,
Right.
and hit a couple shots, if Texas would have took care of the ball a little more, they had 17 turnovers for today.
Mm.
Yeah, they had 17 turnovers, and they got out rebounded 35-44.
That's not good.
It's not good. It wasn't good. For LSU, you had several players in double digits. Flau'jae, Michaela, Jada, Zakiya, and then Malaysia. So balanced scoring. LSU pulled out the win. This was a big win for them. I think some people had it going another way.
Right.
But this was a good game.
Well, I'm mad I missed it. But I'll go back and watch the highlights and see what went down. But I'm glad it was a good game. But they players sometimes don't show up for the game. You have bad games sometimes. I mean, there was a game I went 3 for 17 in college, and like you said, we assumed that Flau'jae was hard on herself after that Vanderbilt game because you a competitor. Like you know how much work you put in and time you put in. So like for her to not show up, she's definitely highly disappointed. But that's the measure of a great player is like, how do you bounce back? How do you bounce back from a bad game? It's just like the mentality that you got to have as a shooter. You got a next mentality, and then the next one's gonna go in, right? You just have to have that that spirit when you are a competitor. Everything ain't always gonna go your way, so you just control the controllables. You can control your effort, right? Sometimes you can't control if your shot is going in, but you can control your effort. You can control your attitude, right? You can control those things. So and also too, like, if you're not scoring, how else are you contributing to the game? How else are you helping your team? There's things that don't show up on the stat line, right? Like deflections. Like, are your hands in the passing lanes, right? Like, are you chopping out? Is your hand up every time you chopping out to the ball to, being on the ball defender? Like, there are so many small things that you can do when you're not affecting the game by putting the ball in the basket. Are you encouraging your teammates if you're on the bench, right? Like, if you're sitting on the bench and you're not getting any burn, are you the first one up as the cheerleader off the bench during the timeouts? Like, there's so many other intangibles that make someone a great player, right? So just kind of wanted to express those sentiments because, even if you have a bad game scoring wise, you can still affect the game in a major way. So shout out to Flor J for bouncing back.
Right. Shouts to her. There were so many games on at the same time, y'all. So
Yeah.
we ain't like it was great games today though. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They got a tough next couple games, and I think this is definitely gonna help them, like, gain confidence. So I agree. Moving on, we have Iowa State versus West Virginia. Iowa State lost. I don't know what how many losses they've had in a row, but it's been like 2 or 3. And they lost today 70-83. I did not catch this game because, like I mentioned, there was other games that were on. Audie Crook, she finished with 22 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. Sydney Harris, she had 15 points, 3 rebounds. Excuse me, looking at the stat sheet though, I will say that Iowa State had 25 turnovers to West Virginia 16. So that tells me they weren't taking care of the ball today at all.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's a lot. I will also say that West Virginia out-rebounded Iowa State, not by much, but nonetheless that matters, 32-29. And West Virginia also shot the ball really well today. West Virginia shot 54% from the 3. They shot 7 for 13, and then also shot well from the field. They shot 51% from the field, and then shot 10 for 17 from the free throw line. In comparison to Iowa State's field goal percentage, which was 46%, 21 for 46, and then 3-point percentage, 43%. Excuse me. Jordan Harrison of West Virginia had a great game. She had 19 points. It just seems like and Kiara Wheeler. Actually, shouts to Kiara Wheeler. I forgot she's also on West Virginia. She had 25 points today.
Nice.
She had 25 points, shot 10 for 18 from the field, had 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Yeah, lost 3 in a row. Thank you, Jim. So they're in a
little slump.
They're in a little slump, but again, we led with all these clips, right. And she understands, as we see, like, this is the time you kind of want to have your rough patches. We have seen quite the opposite, and I'm gonna bring up Notre Dame last year. When Notre Dame hit
that
get a
bad
rough patch
slide.
at the wrong
Wrong
time
time.
in the
Yeah.
season. So you want to get, work through the kinks now. You want to figure it out now. So
Right.
March,
Absolutely.
you know how to operate. You know what to do. So I have no doubt that they'll adjust. And this is the time to do it. But yeah, to Jen's point, this is their third loss in a row.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the quarter breakdown, and it seems like in the third quarter, that's when Iowa State kind of faltered because they only scored 11 points in the third quarter compared to West Virginia's 19. And every other quarter looked like it was pretty much even. So I guess going back to look at that game, the third quarter is where they kind of, collapsed a little bit. So yeah, I mean, look, like Audie said, you don't want to lose in March. You want to lose now, right?
Right.
Just to give some context, like you want to be rolling into the conference tournament. Like right now we're in conference play, right? After that, we know we're going to get into the conference tournaments. I can tell y'all without a doubt of the fact that you're lucky to be healthy, like as a whole team in March, right? By the time you get to March. So like if you have a healthy team, then you already have an advantage, right? So like my freshman year before the conference tournament, I will never forget this because it was a crazy swing of events. Our last home season game, my freshman year, we lost to UConn by like 30. I'm not lost by like 30 last game. But watching film after that game and doing like breakdowns with the coaches and understanding the urgency that we needed to play with going into the conference tournament that year, I think that's one of the reasons why we beat UConn that year for the Big East tournament. Like, we were really upset that we got smacked by 30 on our home floor as the last game to conclude the season. And that very much was in the back of our mind. Coach Stringer even put up things in our locker room to remind us that we got smacked by 30 on the last game. And just if you were following our season, those teams that we beat to get to UConn in the Big East Conference tournament, we also lost to them during the season. So we played Marquette, I believe we played DePaul, and then we played UConn. And y'all know how that went down. Nobody thought we was gonna win that game at all. But
Right.
And to be quite honest, that game too, one of our best players had the worst game. You want to talk about players not showing up in the games that need Matee Ageron. If y'all know who Matee Ageron is, you know how she gave it up. Okay. Matee Ageron, I will never forget this guy. I was looking at the stat sheet. Cause I didn't play that game that much. I'm gonna be honest. I was the best cheerleader that game. Best cheerleader you could ever possibly have. Matee Ageron was 4 for 22. Our best player was 4 for 22. But you want to know something? In that time, in that moment, that's why you got to have great coaches, right? So great coaches, right? Coach Stringer, Coach Law. Yes, the same Coach Law that's on Dawn Staley's staff. She was my coach when she was at Rutgers. And all I remember Coach Law saying, Matee, keep shooting the ball. Matee, keep shooting the ball. I don't care how many times you've missed. Keep shooting the ball. Okay? Worst game of her life, but let me tell you, Matee Ajavon going into that tournament that year, Matee was on. Every game, Matee, double figures. Okay? So, like, it's really about how you bounce back. It's about how you bounce back and how you use that loss as a motivation to keep going. You want to get another opportunity, another chance. You know, I know I'm on a rant, but again, another example. We lost to Duke by 40 my freshman year.
It's crazy.
40. Duke was the number 1 team in the nation. We're going to talk about Lindsey Harden, Karim Gay, Abby Wayner, like stacked. I started that game. Terrible game. I had a terrible game. Okay? But at the end of the season, when we played them in the Sweet 16, we beat them with 0.2 seconds left on the clock. Like, you can't make this up.
When it mattered. Because that's when the season starts. Right. And that's essentially what Audie and what Brittany is talking about. The season truly starts in March. So, yeah, getting the kinks out, getting smacked, getting the L's.
Do it now.
Do it now. Do it now where you can live to fight another day.
Right. She's absolutely correct with having that mindset. They're on a 3-game skid, but they're gonna bounce back. Bounce back for sure.
Moving on to, I didn't see this game either. Kentucky versus Oklahoma. This just finished not too long ago, but Kentucky won 63-57. Aaliyah Chavez of Oklahoma, she didn't shoot well today. She shot 7 for 23 from the field. She finished with 18. I like Sahara Williams on Oklahoma, but she didn't have a good game today. That's what I'm looking at the stat sheet now. She only had 2 points today. But what I will say is that she plays on both ends of the floor. Super hard, super tough. And even though she only had 2 points today, she had 8 rebounds and 6 assists and 1 block. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what Brittany was just talking about. You may not be getting the ball in the basket, but you got to show up in different ways. And that is what Williams does on Oklahoma. I don't feel like people talk about her enough, but she works hard on both ends of the floor. But obviously they were missing her today. They were missing some buckets from her today. Reagan Beers, she had 14 points. She had 9 rebounds. But on the Kentucky side, Strack's been having a good season. And it's interesting to see her develop within the last 2 years of now being on Kentucky. Like, she's gotten better.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, year to year.
Whoop. So first and foremost, she was playing behind Kitley, right?
Didn't play
at all.
But yes, behind
Kitley developing.
Kitley goes down.
Right?
Gets hurt. There's an ACL.
Right.
Has to play during the tournament. Because if I remember, Kitley went down in the tournament.
Yes, right before the tournament.
Comes in and makes an immediate impact. And I know Brittany and I talked about that, but just staying ready so you don't got to get ready, that's a thing. Going hard in practice so that come game time, there's no difference. It feels the same.
Facts.
And that's exactly why and how she continues to develop and get better every year. The girl had 18 points today. She had 18 points, shot 6 for 12 from the field, had 12 rebounds, 3 blocks. Filling up the stat line. Again, 2 years ago, the girl did not play at all.
Right.
She didn't play at all.
Right. Like, or even
Um,
when she did get in the game, she was mad timid. Like you
yeah,
seen, like, and now she's just so comfortable in her skin. It's really, and that's what we talking about: development of the player, development of the player. Yo, this is a call out to the AAU coaches because it's y'all fault. It is y'all who are not teaching the kids player development, fundamentals. They have to have a solid foundation, and a lot of these kids don't. Right? And that's why this is a shout out to Spindoc. Spindoc, this is really a shout out to you and what you and your wife are doing at Hooper's Academy. It's really inspiring to see people taking girls who know nothing about basketball and introducing them to the game, and you see the strides. Like I was watching y'all stories this past week, and they reposted the stories from the parents of the players. One of the girls that's been training with them, she made her modified school team. I seen that. That was excellent. Okay, like development, because that's where we started. What was the name of the program we started in, Chantee? First Step.
first every
Right?
Saturday. Yeah.
Every Saturday. So just wanted to give y'all a shout out, and shout out to all the grassroots coaches and high school coaches that actually develop players, that don't steal players and just use them, that actually know what they're doing. Right? So we got to get back to that. I'm tired of seeing the low IQ play. We got to get back to the fundamentals and teaching kids how to play and developing them from the ground up. It's crazy.
Then no, you did a good job. Because that I mean, I got nothing else to say. You're right. And she's been fine. I mean, I will say that in the era of like people going in the transfer portal and changing teams, Clara Strack has decided to stand by her coach.
Right.
Even with his changes,
Right.
she's decided to stay loyal and true to her coach because obviously he's been doing a good job developing her. So yeah, shouts to Strack. She showed up big today. Tony Morgan yet again. Tony Morgan of Kentucky. She had 22 points today, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. The
Tony
girls
Morgan.
do it. Yeah.
You know what's crazy too? I seen Tony Morgan was working out with April Sykes. Development.
There you go. There you go.
Shout out to April Sykes, my former teammate
Yes.
from Rutgers University, doing development and skills training in Atlanta right now. Okay? Doing a stupendous job. Keep going, April. Keep going. Because that's what we need. Tony Morgan was definitely in the gym with AP.
There you go.
Okay? That's development.
I'm just gonna run down the scores for the. I mean, there was a ton of games on. There's still a game on right now. UCLA versus Nebraska. I saw that Mr. SC Bread talked about Maryland today. I didn't watch this game. I did catch highlights though, and it looked like the game was close up until about the third. And what I will say is that Jelani Cambridge put the burners on these girls.
Okay.
The game was close. Again, I did not watch the full game.
Right.
But Jelani started hitting threes, and she hit like 2 or 3 back to back. And then it was a wrap after that. It was over. After that, It just wasn't enough time for Maryland to recover. Jelani finished with 28 points. Again, she shot 2 for 5, and it probably is those 2 threes I just talked about back to back that she hit. She shot 2 for 5 from the 3. She had 9 rebounds. She had 8 assists, and she had 2 steals. She put the burners on them girls.
That stuff.
Kit on Ohio State, she finished with 18 points. She shot 3 for 5 from the 3. She had 8 rebounds. She had 3 assists. Ohio State shot really well today. They shot 50% from the field. They shot 50% from the 3-point line, and they shot 91% from the free throw line. I mean, they had 39 rebounds. Well, you know what? Both teams had 39 rebounds, so the rebounding was about equal. Maryland didn't shoot well from the 3. They shot 9 for 27 from the 3, and they shot 28 for 68 from the field. Oluchi, she has done well since transferring from Duke. Great pickup for Maryland. We see how she was performing at Duke, and she's just continued to carry on and further flourish in Maryland. She finished with 27 points today. The clips that I've seen, and again, she's another player that plays hard on both ends of the floor. Her motor is very high. The girl looks like she never gets tired. Never gets tired. And so, yeah, she finished with 27 points today. She had 9 rebounds today. She had 2 assists today. She had 2 steals today. Garzon, she had 19 points today. She shot 5 for 10 from the 3. But, yeah, it just seems like it just wasn't enough towards the end of the game. And, again, it looked like the game was close up until third. So,
Crazy.
Yeah. That game just slipped away from Maryland. But yeah, there was quite a few games on today. I guess we could I also watched Notre Dame versus North Carolina. They won today. And when I say they, I'm talking about Notre Dame. They won 73-50. I was actually expecting Navarre to have a better game today. She only had 4 points.
Yeah, she
had 5 rebounds. She didn't have a good game today. And that was a matchup I was kind of looking forward to between her and Hannah. Both scrappy guards, both play defense, go hard on offense, but she just didn't show up today. But yeah, we can move on. But again, there was a ton of games on today, y'all. Make sure that you catch those games on replay. And yeah, just a good day for women's college basketball.
Absolutely. Y'all better make sure y'all watching these games now.
Right.
So y'all can make some good picks during the tournament. That's the
right.
whole
Right.
point.
We can move on to business and sports news. I mean, all week is everything CBA. Like we talked last week, we told y'all that the CBA deadline was January 9th. Right. 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 There was a game that went into OT today. I just don't remember who it was. That's hilarious. All week it was conversations around the CBA. The deadline was January 9th. Obviously, this recording right now is January 11th. There have been no extensions.
Right.
And now we are in a status quo period. And I want to give a shout out to Christina Williams because I was able to watch the interview between her, or rather her interview with Aaron Drake, who's legal counsel and senior advisor for the union, because I thought that was a great conversation. And so basically we are in a status quo period, and all that means is that existing state of affairs is still in place. So it's business as usual. There's no new agreement, there's no new contract. So right now those current terms are in place until there's a new agreement, and there's going to be continued conversations happening. There's going to be continued negotiations happening in good faith. um it's also important to note that, you know, the union can trigger a strike or work stoppage if they want to. But after, listening to Erin speak, and I think Brittany and I, could agree. We don't think that there was ever a point where the union or the players didn't want or don't want a new CBA. They
Right.
want a new CBA in place. So, a strike isn't necessarily something they're thirsty to do or thirsty to trigger.
Right.
But if in fact it calls for that, they have no problem pulling that trigger either. And so, um, just as a reminder, about a month ago, the strike authorization vote happened where about 93 or 98% of the players voted to trigger a work stoppage or a strike if need be. So like I said, they're ready if in fact they have to pull that trigger. Um, the union has stated that they have yet to receive a counter proposal from the WNBA in over 2 weeks, which is interesting too, that they haven't heard a thing. Um, and I think, Brittany, you mentioned this at the top of this episode about the Players Hub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Global Players Hub. So the union actually announced the Global Players Hub a day before January 9th, which was the deadline, which was cool. And I love this because it really does show how the union is forward thinking and how they are really looking out for the best interest of the players and, you know, preparing to protect them and provide for them while the future is uncertain for them.
Right.
So the union has created the WNBPA players hubs across the US and Spain so that in the event of a work stoppage, players can train, recover, and protect their health regardless of league operations. Jane Marinelli, and I'll have Brittany kind of talk about her relationship with how she knows Jane, but she was quoted by saying, "We reached out to facilities across the country and around the world, and the response has been overwhelming. We'll be adding even more locations because so many have stepped up and said they want to help. These facilities are valuing our players, opening their doors and saying, 'We've got you.' That kind of support means everything to our members. These hubs are about standing together and making sure every player has what they need to stay ready and keep doing what they love." I think this is brilliant. And this is how you show up. I don't know what else to say. This is how you show up. This is how you make sure that the players are okay. This is forward thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love to see it.
I mean, it's so incredible, right? When you put people who actually really want to see the game grow in positions to do so, right? So Chantee just mentioned that Jane Marinelli is the WNPA's SVP and player relations person. While I was reading this, I was just like, Jane Marinelli, that's her married name. Her maiden name is Jane Appel. And I'm looking at this like, I know that name, right? So I just wanted to share something with y'all. We mentioned this in previous episodes about how it's so important that you hire former players and have former players in administration, right? Like this goes along with that clip that we played when Asia Wilson was talking about how reporters should actually, they should have had some type of proximity to the sport, right? Like played it some way to report on it. So if you can see this is a box score from one of the games that I played. I played against Jane Appel. She was a standout at Stanford. You can see her right there, number 2, Jane Appel. She didn't have the best game that game, but I mean, still, yeah, I see Nneka Agumake, right? Like Rosalind Gold, right? Jeanette Paulin, Melanie Murphy. She's from New York. Melanie Murphy was from Brooklyn. We played against her growing up. All right. Again, you see here at Mr. S.E. Bray, you asked me 2 times last week did I play with Erica Wheeler. There's the proof for you right there. I just talked about my teammate April Sykes. She's right there, right? So these things always come back full circle, right? Like Jane Appel is leading the initiative for the Players Hub because, like, she had firsthand experience as a former player, right? A standout at Stanford University. So I love to see that former players are now in positions of power where they can really move the needle, right? This is an innovative. We've never seen this before. This is unbelievable because that's what you're thinking about when it's in the off season. Like, how am I gonna be able to train, right? Like while I'm in limbo and waiting. So for them to even think of something like this just tells me how serious these people are about moving the game forward.
You took the words out my head. Like they're taking it serious, and they should, right? Because this is setting precedents. It's beyond this next year, 2 years, 3 years, for however long this next CBA is going to be for. This is setting the tone for generations afterwards, because this will then be their starting point in negotiations.
Right.
And Erin kind of mentioned that too. Like, she wasn't there for the 2020 negotiations. Like, there was like some things that
they dropped the ball on some things.
Should have been negotiated and stood on, right? The fact that there's no pension. And shouts to Shakira Austin, because we saw Shakira Austin tweeting this week, because we saw I don't remember his name. He plays on the Knicks. He mentioned how basically he gets a pension and healthcare coverage even after, or when it kicks in. It kicks in, like, first he said 3 years, but then he retracted it, said 9 years. Nonetheless, when these players in the WNBA stop hooping, they currently do not have a pension.
That's terrible.
Like certain things, like beyond revenue sharing, which is, like, again, a huge topic that is being discussed as part of, like, the CBA negotiations, it's other things like this, like pension, healthcare,
right?
All that stuff, housing, travel, all of that stuff. They're trying to get squared away. So it's gonna be ongoing conversations now. Brittany highlighted to me offline about how Breanna Stewart, and I seen it. Breanna Stewart, after she hooped and Unrivaled this week, talked about basically, how this is a lot, right? Like, her still having to hoop, show up. She's running her brainchild, right? Which is Unrivaled. Still having to show up as a leader for the W and negotiate and have those conversations with players while at Unrivaled, because everybody is, under the same roof. That's a great opportunity for everybody to continue those conversations. But she essentially was saying it's a lot. Her brain hurts, That's exactly what she
Yeah.
said. And being able to compartmentalize, like, okay, when I'm in Unrivaled, I'm here, but then also as soon as I'm done, I have to continue these conversations so we can keep, this moving. It's a lot on the players. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot. Um, and just piggybacking off what I said earlier about how, it's business as usual. The WNBA actually just announced on the 9th that they're telling teams that they can send free agent offers amid CBA uncertainty. So the WNBA is trying to act like everything is business as usual, and just maintaining the status quo, um and just continuing with normal activities, which would be free. Like, this is free agency time, because we remember even during like the last Unrivaled season, you had the players basically trying to like market their teams to one another. Like, they was trying to pick up some players and be like, okay, what you looking for? What you
Absolutely.
looking for in a team? What you need? They was just trying to rap about where each other wanted to go, and this would be the prime time for them to do that as well. I'm very interested in seeing how those conversations are going out, if they're even being had, because the focus is on getting a new CBA in place. So I don't even know how that's going. Um, I'm sure that the locker rooms are very interesting. The conversations in the locker room are very interesting, but nonetheless, the WNBA has spent the last few days calling general managers and executives from every franchise to tell them that the status quo period means that they can send out qualifying offers to free agents beginning on January 11th, which is today. Um, so then the question becomes: is that pointless, right? Is them sending free agent offers or telling teams that they could do that pointless? Um, I think it can be looked that way, right? Because if in fact there's a new CBA that comes to show itself, then depending on those terms, depending on what was negotiated, like, they may have to undo some things. They may have to go back and redo some things.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. We're in a very interesting time. I know that we've said before, and maybe exciting is not the right word, but for lack of better words, um, I'ma still use exciting, because these players are standing on business, and it's motivating to see. It's great to see. It's been a long time coming for this to happen. And the last time something like this did happen, or we got close to this, was in 2003, when the union and the W was still negotiating, and there was games missed because there was a work stoppage. Both sides were still negotiating in early April, when the W threatened to cancel the season if no agreement was reached by April 18th. We are currently in the middle of January
Wow.
already, right? We're gonna blink, it's gonna be February.
Facts.
I wouldn't be surprised if conversations continue until March, April.
Right.
So that's all I got. We'll continue to keep y'all updated. Again, the union has allegedly the union has stated that they haven't heard anything from the W in 2 weeks regarding their last proposal. Um,
The WNBA, they slacking, bro.
and then you showed me the WNBA statement,
Yeah.
right? Like, there's the statement that they put out on January 9th. Like, it's PR, right? Like, we're here for the players, and we're going to continue in good faith to negotiate. And that's what they have to say, right? Like,
Right.
because that's exactly what's also going to happen. Like, they're going to continue to talk. They're going to continue to have or negotiate. Yes. Thank you. Because I just couldn't find the words. But
Yes.
all of those things, like, it's just it's a very interesting time, and we want the players to get what they deserve. So
Facts.
shouts to the union. Again, we love the Players Hub. Shouts to the universities opening their doors to the players.
Yes.
We love to see that too. Shouts to them for like rolling with the players.
Because they know too, I'm offering my doors to WNBA players. Y'all might, I might have some of my players in there watching you.
That,
You
and
know?
I know how it seems like the W been doing nasty
Right,
work. We
right,
rolling with y'all. We
right,
rolling with
right.
y'all.
When there's stuff going on, y'all don't let people in the facilities, right? We go back to Skylar Diggins when, she, right? We're not letting you in the facilities, right?
That was nasty.
Very nasty. So that's to kind of counteract that. Like y'all can't do that. Y'all can't do that. Now, but this is an ingenious idea to make this hub, and it's kind of like how it's like being in a club, like this is a membership club. We in a membership, like a Planet Fitness, like we got locations all across the country, essentially.
Yeah, basically. So
So
it's
I
dope
love
to see. So that's the update with the CBA. There will be no more like deadlines. It's just
they just
negotiating in
negotiate
good faith
now.
at
Okay.
this point.
Yeah,
So we
everybody's
will
tired.
see.
We don't want to keep coming to a meeting. That's what the players.
Yeah, like we about to keep these conversations going, but yeah. So that's where we are at with the CBA. Moving on. Brittany put me onto this. I didn't know about this. And
Yeah,
I think this is major.
monumental.
It is. Thank you. Yeah, it is. It is.
Let me share the screen so y'all can see this.
Yes.
Cause how did he get away with this? That's
I don't even think he snuck it in. I think it was a thing of just because here's the thing, and what we're talking about, y'all, is Shador Sanders and how he was able to essentially craft his own like
separate.
agreement, separate marketing, and I all that agreement, like merchandise and marketing agreement, um beyond his, I guess, rookie contract. And again, we're not NFL connoisseurs. We don't watch football, but we also understand that this can have a major impact because this could lead to other players like asking for the
Doing the
same
same,
thing.
right? Doing the same
So
thing. Mhm.
in July 2025, following the 2025 NFL draft, Shador Sanders signed a standard 4-year rookie deal with the Cleveland Browns. We all remember that because, like Brittany, we discussed this offline. Like we were all wondering, like, why is Shador going
In the
in
fifth
the
round.
fifth round? Like,
Yes.
what's going on? So he signed a 4-year rookie contract, but he had a clause in it called prime equity. And that clause granted him a direct share of team revenue derived from his name, image, and likeness, especially from merchandise and marketing.
Yes.
So essentially, he's getting a revenue share from the Cleveland Browns based off his name, image, and likeness. That's a carve out. So not like that is crazy. So under the NFL has their own CBA. Under their CBA, rookie deals are governed by Article 7, which creates a standardized compensation structure. Um, but he has his own additional agreement where, like I just said, he's getting a share of the revenue from the Browns.
Right.
That is
Right.
crazy.
It is.
So within weeks of signing his rookie contract, Sanders reportedly generated over $250 million in jersey sales, earning a personal share of approximately $14 million, nearly 3 times the amount of his 4-year rookie contract.
Yes. Yes. He walked in and got a check for $14 million because of the prime equity clause and
That
how
he put in.
that he put in.
Yo.
Yo, very clever.
Very clever. And again, it wasn't on no sneak tip.
Right.
This is just a standalone agreement for licensing and marketing. This is outside of his rookie contract. And then reading this briefly, it doesn't violate CBA restrictions on rookie compensation. This is allowed.
Whoever
This
he
is
had on
allowed.
his team,
Yeah. His
whoever he
legal
had on his
team.
legal team, A1. Right.
You ate.
They ate that down. Cause wow.
14 mil. You
Right.
came up. That's crazy. And then let me not bring up the W. Like the W over here trying to offer these players 12%, 15%.
Yeah.
Come on now.
What's going on?
So shouts to Shador. Again, we're gonna look further into this, but this could, turn into like a trickle down effect where other players may want to have a similar agreement, like a licensing and marketing agreement outside of their rookie contract. That's not to say that. I mean, that's not to say that the NFL or those NFL teams would be like, okay, like we're down to do that too. I think it helped that he's Shador Sanders, and I think that it also helped that we've been in the era of NIL. We've been able to track NIL opportunities and the money involved and how these players have been performing off of the floor or off of the fields. I know that Brittany and I talked, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago about just all the deals Shador was, have flocking in, the amount of money he was making. So it also helped that his name is Shador Sanders. He's, and he was already making money. And we seen proof of concept. That's basically what I'm saying. Proof of concept.
Right.
We know that he's gonna generate the money. We know that there's gonna be eyes on him and the team. So like we're gonna let him do it because he's gonna bring money into the Browns. He's gonna bring money into Cleveland. So let's let him do it.
Let him cook.
Let him cook that's exactly.
Let him cook, man.
But this is different. We ain't never seen.
But right, we ain't never seen this. But Shador started all of this when he was at Jackson State. When he had his social media team following him everywhere, he knew what time it was. Like, and that just evolved as he got to Colorado, right? Like, they already had their own like social media team going. He understood personal branding, like from the athlete's perspective. Like, he already understood how important and how pivotal this would be for him going into his professional career. So kids on campus, I'm really saying right now, for me, if it was me in school right now, I am recruiting kids on my campus who are doing editing, who are doing videography, cinematography. Y'all are going to come on my team and we're going to build this team together. y'all should be building y'all social media teams with y'all friends, to be quite honest. Like, flip it on them. Flip it on them. Because this is what they're going to be offering you anyway when you get to the professional ranks. Marketing and merchandising. They're going to offer that to you anyway. So you might as well get a head start. And keep the money in-house. So you don't have to outsource it. And you're already starting with people from the ground level. So you ain't really got to think about, oh, they might charge me to. No, y'all all starting from the ground up. So it's like y'all building a team together and building, it's just like, it's like taking La Russell's model and putting it into athletics. That's what this is. Okay?
Exactly.
That's what it is. So shout out to Shedeur Sanders' legal team, man. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And
shout out to my family member who broke this down to me yesterday.
Yeah, because I'm like,
they had so much just passion talking about this that I was like, I gotta tell Chantee. Like,
which again probably had not everything to do, but to your point earlier offline, had to do with like him being drafted in the 5th round, because these coaches,
they see that,
were, I'm sure, made aware of this clause.
Absolutely.
And it goes back to hating. Like, that's still hate. Like, let me be clear. That's still hate. Like, y'all hating. Because I'm about to get this revenue from wherever team I go to. That's still hate. Still nasty. But I'm glad that this was explained, because it further shows that it's rooted in y'all hating on that young man. But shouts to Shedeur Sanders. Shouts to his team, like you said. This is great. I want to see if other players kind of try to do the same thing.
Facts.
So that's what we have for business or sports news. We are now moving into NIL news / college sports news. And we saw that Juju Watkins, her Sierra Canyon jersey was retired, which is fire. She's the first player there to have her jersey retired. Well deserved. I mean, as a freshman, she averaged 21 points. As a sophomore, 27 points. And then she transferred to Sierra Canyon because she didn't start there. She was playing at Windward. So she finished her last 2 seasons of her high school career at Sierra Canyon. And she was dogging. Junior year, 25 points, 10.6 rebounds, 3.2 assists. As a senior, she led Sierra Canyon to a 31-1 record while averaging 27.5 rebounds, 27.5 points, 13.7 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and 2.5 steals.
Jesus.
The girl was killing, right? So this is well deserved.
Yeah, I mean, it's always something when you get your jersey retired. Like that's a big honor. Like,
absolutely,
big honor. So shout
we
out.
didn't see. We didn't talk about Rakia, like her too.
Oh yeah, she got her. Rakia walked into.
Detroit down.
Hold on. Somebody said that she had the same coat on that Frank Lucas had on when he got caught up.
Fur down. Detroit in the building.
Yes.
To the core. Buffs looking magnificent.
Yes.
Hair laid.
Yo.
Shouts to Rakia.
I know all them high school boys was like they
she looked great.
Looked a baddie. That's a baddie.
Detroit was in the building. But yeah, it's an honor. That's a huge honor.
It is, and it's only reserved for the elite. Okay? So I'm saying that because I too also got my jersey retired in high school. The only person in my high school also to get retired. So you really got to put in work to get that kind of honor. It's not reserved for the average or the good. It's for the exceptional. You have to be exceptional and Juju is exceptional. I'm gonna even say, because the rhetoric has been women's college basketball has taken a slide this year, and I'm gonna say that's because Juju's not playing. I'm gonna say partly that's because the number one star in college basketball is not playing. Right? Girl is she gonna get the people to come out, right? Like, we seen that freshman year, she had everybody coming to the games, man. Like, everybody. So it's like her social capital itself, that itself is extraordinary, you know. And the fact too that she's such a humble person too. Like, Juju is just like, she could be so arrogant, she could be just a nasty person, right? She could be pompous, hubris, all that. But nah, Juju she real chill and real cool. Well deserved, man. I can't wait till she get back on the court. I really can't. Like,
Her and Jazzy. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Her and Jazzy,
and then
going to tear up.
And then got Sanaya Hall coming there.
Mm-hmm.
She the number one player right now in the country. I watched her last year in the Chipotle High School Nationals. Girl is a bucket too. And she's spicy. She's spicy. I love it.
We'll have to see. I'm excited to see. So yeah. Jaden.
Right. He definitely is Juju's boyfriend.
Mr. Juju.
That's right.
Mr. Juju.
Girl, though. He was there.
He was. The camera people
Mama
relax.
she can't be.
But then also camera people relax.
Right.
Relax. Like, you don't got to put the camera on Jaden all the time. Relax.
You know that's what they're gonna do. You know that's what they're gonna do, because y'all love to just highlight.
Let them live. Let
them star couples. Like, for real, y'all. For real. I told Chantee this offline. I'm tired. I'm tired of Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. Like, chill out. Y'all get a little.
Let them live.
Y'all get obsessive, and it's nasty. It's scary.
Let them live.
Let them live and just be. Like, or even when Asia and Bam, like, y'all just. That's why these celebrities don't be wanting to say nothing, because y'all just.
That's exactly why. Just chill out. Chill out. But that is Mr. Juju.
That's a fact.
Jen is right. Moving on, still on college sports news. Layla Edwards. Shouts to Layla Edwards. First of all, she becomes the first Black woman to play Olympic ice hockey for Team USA. The first. You know, we don't have ice hockey in the hood. Let's just talk about that. We don't have ice hockey in the hood. And I don't even know. You know, I need to see where she's from. I need to find out where she's from. I can say that ice hockey is not a sport. At least when Brittany and I were growing up, wasn't a sport that was like readily available to us to try out. You know what I'm saying? You got basketball, you got swimming, you got dance, you got volleyball, but ice hockey, because there wasn't a lot of places where you know what I mean? Like ice hockey rinks. You just wasn't near there or near them. And so to see this happening, in 2020, at the end of 2025, beginning of 2026, for her to be the first is amazing. It's also telling. But anyway, on January 2nd, the 21-year-old college student, who was also the first Black woman to join the U.S. women's national hockey team, was announced as part of Team USA's women's hockey team roster for Milano Cortina 2026, which will be held in Italy February 6th to February 22nd. And Layla is quoted by saying it still hasn't really kicked in yet. Getting that call is like a dream come true. Always had dreams of playing in the pros, but the biggest dream was to go to the Olympics for sure. Right now, she actually has a GoFundMe campaign happening. It has launched to help Layla's family travel to Italy to support the ice hockey star at the Olympics. At the time of that, the publication that I'm reading from, which is Blavity, over $15,000 of the $50,000 goal has been raised. I think this is dope.
Yeah, that's fire. I found that
We love to see this.
she's from Ohio. She's from
What
Cleveland
part of
Heights.
her? Yeah, okay,
Cleveland Heights,
Cleveland.
Ohio. So what's interesting is that she started figure skating first at the age 3 before switching to ice hockey at age 4. Her father enrolled her and 3 of her siblings in the Cleveland Heights youth hockey program. So there were programs in Cleveland that were hockey based.
That's cool.
And then what's interesting, Edwards left Cleveland Heights at the age of 13 to attend Bishop Kearney High School in Rochester, New York for its elite girls hockey program. So the girl fell in love at 4.
And shouts to the parents. That's another thing. Shouts to the parents that's paying attention. Granted, I'm not a parent, but I will say I love the fact that the parents are paying attention to the kids' passions, right? The sacrifices that parents make, and I can speak on that because my parents made sacrifices.
That's a fact.
Our parents made sacrifices. And
Yes,
so, you know,
did.
I didn't know the background till you just read it. And so, you know, for her dad to put her in the program, obviously that, you know, she was showing some type of interest for him to go, you know what? Let's go to
Right.
Rochester. We're gonna continue this. Like that's what that's about, man. I love to see that.
That's a
For her to
fact.
become the first, you know, all the sacrifices become, not that they weren't worth it before, but even more worth it to see her getting here and becoming the first. I know her
Correct.
parents are happy. I know her parents are proud. They should be
That's a fact.
extremely proud of her.
That's a fact.
So shouts to her. And shouts to the parents.
That's a fact.
And I will be watching ice hockey now just to see her. I don't watch ice hockey.
Right.
Now, granted, I do want to go to ice. I do want to go to a hockey game.
Oh yeah, those are lit.
Yeah,
those are lit. If any of y'all ever get a chance to go to Pittsburgh Penguins hockey game, whoa. 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 Okay. That's all I got to say. Right. Youth programs for the win.
Yo, because they shape you. They shape you.
So again, going back to the youth coaches, it is a big job. And y'all are failing miserably in basketball right now. Y'all failing miserably.
In New York, yeah. I don't know about other places.
But right now, yes, I can say wholeheartedly that the coaches who are chasing clout, y'all messing it up. Y'all messing it up.
Not only are y'all messing it up, y'all are providing a shade. Y'all are just erasing coaches that actually care. Because there are coaches that care. I want to say that. There's coaches that's not there for clout. They care about these kids' futures even beyond the sport. They want to make sure that these kids get into a school.
Right.
To get an education.
Right? Because what? At the end of the day, I'm bringing my microphone up to say this, okay? Because I'm tired of this. We're not here. If your coach is on the side of trying to collect trophies and isn't concerned with collecting scholarships for their players, then you're on the wrong team. You're not playing for trophies. You're playing for scholarships. So get with all this. I just want to win. I just want to win. Yeah, well, you got 16 and 15-year-olds playing 14 and under. What are y'all doing? It's about higher goal objectives. Not for y'all temporary clout that y'all trying to chase. Because we all know at this point, it's about proximity and not actually what you can do. It's about who you got favor over. Oh, yeah. I'm his handler. I'm his handler. Y'all gotta stop riding kids' coattails at this point. It's disgusting. It's disgusting at this point because it's telling me that you as an adult can't stand on your own 2 feet. And when I find these coaches, I'm calling all y'all out. I'm gonna get y'all names because it's piss poor. I'm tired of hearing what I'm hearing about in that kids. No, it's not the kids. It's the coaches. The coaches have changed everything because y'all are chasing the rewards and accolades of a name. Like it's sad. So again, if you got a coach that's more worried about winning than developing, you better run. You better run. If they talking more about how we're gonna get these trophies instead of us going on college visits and going to college games, y'all better be vetting these coaches. Parents, vet the coaches. Where did you play? What connections do you have? Who did you already get to school? Can you show me and give me proof? Can I talk to the parents that you've already helped and guided? And if they can't answer those questions, then run. Far away. Facts, Jen. It's not just a title. You got to put some action behind it. And that's why I'm so grateful because every level of my life I've had great coaches. Well, maybe except in Europe. That's why I didn't play that long, but but through my development from grassroots all the way up to college, had exceptional coaches that actually cared about me beyond what I was as a player and cared about me as a person. So yeah, it matters.
It does. Love the rant. All right.
I try not to go on one, but
I mean, it's necessary. It's necessary. So yeah, that was Layla Edwards. I'm excited to watch her. We don't have tech news today. We could just talk about Angel Reese. But before we get there, I just saw that Tiana Taylor just won the Golden Globe. It's probably for that movie we was talking about.
You think so?
I just saw that she just won the Golden Globe, her first Golden Globe.
Yo, if she won it for that movie, then all my tears were justified.
I don't know. I don't know, but
Oh,
I'm just putting that on notice for you because now we're in culture news, y'all.
okay.
We
Yep.
are in culture news, and so that's
Hmm.
why I mentioned that. I just happened to see it, and she was crying. She was boo-hooing. Shouts to
That's what we
Tiana
like to see.
Taylor. Um, but yeah, Angel Reese. We're gonna do a breakdown eventually of her whole portfolio, along with other athletes
Hmm.
um, whose portfolios are out of this world. And Angel Reese, and that's kind of how we also started this episode. People get on her, or throughout the last year or two, we've seen so many people, podcasters, and just individuals talking about how she's outside too much. She doesn't spend as much time on the court as she should. Um, and she's out here like pushing her name, image, and likeness. That's what she's supposed to do.
Mm,
And she's seeing the returns of being outside. Um, every time we see Angel Reese outside or doing something, it's for a reason. It's intentional. She's
right.
never not doing she's never not doing something for a reason, or doing something for like no reason, rather. It's all intentional. And so this week we've learned that she invested in Topicals, which is a black-led skincare brand. I've used Topicals before. Shouts to Topicals. The company was actually founded in 2020. It was born out of the CEO search for a solution for her issues with hyperpigmentation, eczema, and dark spots. And so Topicals later secured $14.8 million in funding before the
Mm,
CEO was 26 years old. Um, so she made history as the youngest Black woman to raise $10 million in funding in 2022. So, according to the Business of Fashion, Angel Reese participated in Topical's latest funding round that also included singer Rema, who will serve as creative partner to assist with marketing aimed at young men. Um, Again, we've seen fashion, we've seen cosmetics. Um, she owns a soccer, like she's part of a soccer team. She got
man.
trademarks.
Yeah.
She got courts in Chicago. Yeah, in Chicago. We could keep it going, and I'm sure there's
Yeah.
things that haven't even been disclosed yet.
That's a fact.
That Angel Reese has her hand in. But she's playing this. She's playing this right. She's setting her future up as she should. We just talked about how right now, as it stands, these players in the WNBA don't have a pension. This girl is making sure she is securing her future and her legacy. And
Right.
this is how you do it. This is
Right.
how you do it.
Right.
Um, so shouts to Topical, shouts to Angel Reese. I'm very interested in learning how she got introduced to the CEO and stuff like that, and how they fortify their relationship. But this is dope.
I mean, I can't wait to just look at the portfolio breakdown for Angel Reese because, I mean, it is hard to raise that much money. Like, it's hard to fundraise just in general. I mean, and I mean, she's epitomizing our mantra: athletes are also investors. I mean, right. That roadmap is
Just
being
follow the steps, and you
right,
too
right,
could potentially
right.
get it done. She's yeah. Man, listen.
This is the mindset that we have to have. Yes. This is what's gonna counteract that narrative that we are not what Kathy said, they're business forward. They're not
Yeah, they
business
don't have business
savvy.
acumen,
Right. We not business
acumen.
savvy. What?
Yeah, she just chatting, but and it's silly because how are you saying that? Don't get me started because then she's trying to play on like the consumers' intelligence too, as if we
Right.
can't track or read
Right.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tell us
silly
how you
rabbits.
really think about us.
Yeah, silly rabbits, silly. But Angel Reese's team, I mean, we've been talking about them. They just listen. She got a monster team.
They
You want to
hitting
talk
home
about
runs.
monstars? They are monstars.
We might have to do that. Make a graph and compare her team to the Monstars. Cause
Monstars.
yeah,
'Cause they getting every opportunity for the Angel. They the
facts.
real monstars.
Right. They getting her everything. Boy,
Everything. Everything. So this is dope and be on the lookout for our posts because we gonna start breaking down athletes and their portfolios for sure. Uh from wine to everything. Everything. And that's what we got for today. We don't gotta talk about anything else, man.
yeah. Well, thank y'all for pulling up. Even though we were an hour behind. Thank you.
Mm, it's fine. And guess no reason to go
This
broke.
is what I'm saying,
No
Spendot.
reason to go broke.
We
If
putting
you
in
going
fail
broke,
saves, right? If you go broke, you did something wrong. Somebody like we
but
some
how? Because it's almost broke proof. Like you can't go wrong, right? You shouldn't. Um, because people are laying out the groundwork for you to literally just track.
Mhm.
So I don't want to see nobody 30 for 30, but to spend Doc's point, we gonna see it. Somebody, unfortunately, that's how I go.
Right. Right. But thank y'all. That's episode 114. You
That
know,
is episode 114. Thank y'all for
uh,
tapping in with us.
right.
Um, we'll be back next Sunday for episode 115. Make
Yes.
sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this episode, like this episode. Follow us on all social media platforms. We're also on Twitter, aka X. We are on Instagram.
Right.
Follow us there. Um, Definitely love feedback. Let us know how you felt about this episode. Let us know if you want to see some things that we're not talking about.
Right. Right.
And yeah,
We
that's
appreciate
it.
y'all.
We do. Thank y'all. And we'll
Yes.
see
Have a
y'all
great.
next week. Keep your mental health intact. There's a lot going on in the world.
Yes. Again, the world is on fire.
It's on fire, and we are literally disassociating every day, right? Because it's a crazy time. It's a crazy place.
Mhm.
Um, Love on your people while also staying aware of what's happening, and just try to find a happy medium between the two. That's all I'm gonna say for now. But until next time, we'll see y'all next Sunday. Have a great week. Peace, y'all.
Peace.